there are real-life examples such as Canada legalizing assisted suicide, World Economic Forum figures...
Oh, how come I never heard about that? Why would they do that?
You see, eventually he was captured by the FBI in 1993, just when the internet was rising exponentially. At the time...
Wait, that was 1993? You predicted all of that? The Unabomber tried to warn you.
Ted Kaczynski tried to warn you. From governments and corporations using AI algorithms to control humanity like cattle, all built by men who
we're getting controlled by AI?
Unsure whether the human race should even survive in the future.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
Yes?
I don't know. I would...
What? What do you mean you don't know? Why would you not want us to survive?
I would,
But we are no longer told how to think, but instead outsource our thinking to a technocratic elite who program our culture. To our reality today being so layered with distractions and distortions that we seek happiness and pleasure and continue to only find...
Is this video a distraction?
Disappointment. A world where everyone's repressed, lonely, isolated, and existing as one insignificant cog in an incomprehensible machine. 30 years ago, this was the chilling vision of the future that Ted Kaczynski predicted that we would see within the next 40 years. And right now, we're witnessing all of this, just as he predicted. So in this video, we're going to go over all the major warnings that Ted made, and how his predictions for modern society are unfolding at this very moment. Now, for those unaware, Ted might have actually been a genius. As a child, his IQ was estimated to be around 160 to 166.
Just like me.
He was a math prodigy, accepted into Harvard at 16 years old, and a subject of a secret CIA experiment.
Bro, how do you even get accepted to Harvard at 16 years old? He was a mathematician.
Control. It was this brutal treatment undertaken by the CIA to manipulate him that left Ted with a lasting suspicion of the US
did I miss something?
Subject of a secret CIA experiment on mind control. It was this brutal treatment undertaken by the CIA to manipulate him that left Ted with a lasting suspicion of the US government and deep anger at the world overall, eventually culminating in him becoming a domestic terrorist hunted by the FBI for 17 years.
That's kind of like tough though. Is he still alive?
He demanded the publication of his manifesto in exchange for an end to the bombings. When the manifesto was published, his brother recognized it as Ted's work and informed the FBI. Ted was then arrested in Montana and given life without parole, where he would eventually take his own life. Now, of course, the
What? Dies by possible suicide in prison.
Bomber's methods were absolutely abhorrent, but his warning for the future of humanity outlined in his manifesto was frighteningly insightful, so much so that it's leading to a whole generation of people following his beliefs, as we saw with Luigi Mangione. And in some ways, it's not hard to see why. With Palantir spying on your every movement, AI tracking every thought we have, and the coming meaningless of future spying...
Is AI tracking us? What is this dude talking about? I don't know about this.
Movement, AI tracking every thought we have.
I thought this was only like China.
The coming meaningless of future life, it seems like his predictions in his manifesto are now truer than ever before. So let's take a look at what he actually said in industrial society and its future that's so prescient today. Now, of course, in his manifesto, he outlined all of his views on society and predicted what would happen to humans trapped in
modern man is strapped down by a network of rules and regulation. Bro, my life is low-key like based around the internet. Like, I'll wake up, I shower and everything, and then I scroll TikTok, and then I watch YouTube. Like, everything I do is low-key. But like, I could live my life.
Industrialized society. He was raging against the coming destruction of nature and the urbanization of the planet. He warned of the car-centricness of American cities, suburban sprawl,
how do you know? What?
And the dehumanization of society. He felt that the modern constructs that we have today was beginning to make people psychologically ill, alienated, and dependent on complex systems beyond their control. And in so many ways, he was just spot on with his predictions. Today, people are psychologically ill. There is an epidemic of mental health issues. People are alienated, living without community or extended family. And of course, now more than
ever, I feel like that's low-key like easy to predict, no?
We are dependent on complex systems in every aspect of our lives that has completely taken away our ability to have independent thoughts and really think for ourselves.
So what they gotta do is they gotta ban porn, right? And they gotta put what they gotta do is they gotta just like teach parents how to parent. That's all they gotta do.
I mean, all you have to do is just look around you today where everyone's on their phones, where you think you have free will but will spend 6 to 8 hours every single day looking at your screens.
Yo, that's me. That's me, bro.
Algorithms that are in place to dictate what you see, what you buy, who you date, and how you actually just think about the entire world around you. Where these algorithms almost make you yourself a large language model.
I low-key use ChatGPT more than Google. Like, it's kind of bad. And ChatGPT is wrong sometimes. Like, I bought a router for like $60, and then ChatGPT told me, like after I bought it, ChatGPT told me it was bad. But ChatGPT literally told me to buy it.
Begin with.
More or less, we're LLMs. More or less, we don't do a single intelligent thing all day long. And the reason that they're able to mimic us
Bro, who is this random?
is because we don't realize that intelligence is a last resort for us.
Ted explicitly stated in his manifesto, quote, "It is not possible to make a lasting compromise between technology and freedom, because technology continually encroaches on freedom through repeated compromises."
Yo, I don't know what that means, but he's right.
Clearly warning that technology wouldn't serve humanity, but humanity would be forced to cave into serving technology. And we're now
What does that even mean, though? Humanity will serve technology. What does that
see
mean?
this just gradually every day at work and at home, where it's almost impossible and unheard of to go throughout the day without any algorithms or phone.
Bro, I scroll TikTok and Instagram Reels, and I see fully AI videos. And people in the comments don't realize it's AI.
Or just technology in general. But the interesting aspect of his predictions is that they're all interconnected
Bro, eventually we're gonna get like fully AI streamers, and they're gonna be like the funniest people on earth.
with one another. Just take any modern issue we see today.
Bro,
Like how
once AI like figures out how to make people laugh, it's actually over for everyone.
much of the West is suffering from declining birth rates and moving away from the nuclear family, where community and togetherness is actually being decimated each year, where people are abandoning religion and moral codes and every kind of crime is rising. This is exactly what Ted Kaczynski predicts of as a way in which society would break down. Low birth rates, mass depression, and spiritual emptiness. He said that it would either happen like that, or worse, society adapts by altering human nature itself through genetic engineering, AI,
What does that mean? What?
rampant
Should I be worried about this?
pharmaceutical use, reshaping us into
Rapid
a
pharmaceutical
genetic engineering
use? What does that mean?
like that, or worse, society adapts by altering human nature itself through genetic engineering, AI, and rampant pharmaceutical use,
Oh, I see what it means.
reshaping
I see
us
what it
into
means.
obedient, soulless hive creatures who no longer mind being cogs in a system. This second scenario really terrified him, and to some degree,
Bro, he look, he has mad aura. Like, look at him. Like, you could tell. Like, bro, look how he's walking. Like, compared to him, these two are peons.
should really terrify us all too.
Like, look, he has a lot
As
of aura.
this isn't just some dystopian fantasy, something like WALL-E, there are real-life examples such as Canada legalizing assisted suicide, World Economic
What?
Forum figures, real-life examples.
Bro, how come I never heard about
Canada
that?
legalizing assisted suicide.
What? Why would they do that? What? Why? This was 2024.
World Economic Forum figures describing large swaths of the population as useless eaters, and a general overhanging apathy.
Bro, you know, dude,
throughout
a
the
lot of
large
people,
swaths
like,
of
they just live life just to live. Like, they don't have any goals. They don't have any ambitions, bro. They just live on autopilot.
the population as useless
And that was low-key me up until, like, 3 months ago.
eaters, and a general overhanging apathy throughout the West. Kaczynski feared that with each generation, modern systems would slowly erase the parts of us that make us human. Free will, pain, unpredictability,
Bro,
and
low-key, bro, because of the internet, all of our personalities are going to, like, merge. Everybody on Earth is going to have, like, very similar personalities. Because of, like, algorithms, I think. I don't know.
And today these trends that we all know and see are compounding exponentially. Take, for example, one of the booming stocks in the market right now, Palantir, which is
is that?
effectively monitoring every aspect of our lives. The company was founded by tech futurist Peter Thiel, and part funded by the CIA. We've done a video on this before, but to summarize, this company analyzes massive amounts of data to make decisions, track patterns, and predict future behavior. Something straight out of Minority Report. It also happens to be the world's most secret company, and its main clients
Yeah,
are
I
the
don't
US
even know about
Department of Defense, the CIA, ICE, and large global corporations.
ICE!
It's effectively a shadow intelligence contractor, and Peter Thiel himself once wrote, "I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are
Bro, the world is really scary. Like, bro, if people wanted me to, they could silence me. Like, I could be silenced.
compatible, and he believes that technocratic elites such as himself are actually
Bro.
better stewards
Wait, why haven't they silenced Kanye West? Like, why haven't they done that?
of society than the
I
voting
mean, I guess he's not harming the government. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know what I'm talking
public.
about.
In a recent New York Times interview, he stated his fears of a one-world totalitarian state. The irony is that the technological advances
Bro, you could tell this dude's evil. Like, bro, just look at him, bro. Like, he just looks like a
by
bad person.
Thiel and others could be the first step towards creating such a state. He complained that humanity had to submit to peace and safetyism for the last 50 years.
Bro, they gotta make me president, even though I'm not, like, natural born citizen. I will be a good president, I'm not gonna lie. Like, y'all gotta vote for me too.
through the regulation of anything remotely dangerous. Yet Palantir is the most regulatory tool ever created. It's literally creating a database around every single
Yo, it's like Watch Dogs too.
person in the US, just like China's social credit system. So
Oh nah, bro. Bro, they probably got a database on me. They probably got this video on my database too.
while Peter Thiel is echoing many of the Unabomber's warnings, he is bringing about some of Kaczynski's worst fears. If Ted were alive today, he would absolutely hate Palantir. In his manifesto, he said our society tends to regard
Wait, why don't they figure out how to revive him? Why don't they just do that?
as a sickness any mode of thought or behavior that is inconvenient for the system, and this is plausible because when an individual doesn't fit into the system, it causes pain to the individual as well as problems for the system. Thus, the manipulation of an individual to adjust them to the system is seen as a cure for a sickness and therefore as good. Palantir specializes in psychological surveillance and data-driven behavioral insights used by governments, police, and intelligence agencies. This is one of Ted's most on-point predictions. Palantir is the literal embodiment of a faceless bureaucratic machine using data to control people.
Wait, how do I access this? Can I like look at everyone else's data?
His tools enable mass surveillance, data
And
mining,
how does he know about this? Like, are they not trying to keep this secret?
and tracking of individuals, a form of digital authoritarianism. It's never been harder to know what's really going on in society today, because our news is often filtered through bias, distortion, and political narratives, which is why you should check out ground.news/moon,
We're good.
as Ground News gathers stories from over 50,000. Let's take a look at this story about how the US Army is appointing Palantir, Meta, and OpenAI executives as lieutenant colonels to modernize the
Yo, what if they make the first jet with AI? Like, it goes like 10,000 miles per hour, goes across the Pacific in like 2 minutes.
US Army in case of future combat. With Ground News, we can see there's 49 news sources covering this, 11 of which are left, 12 are right, and 5 are in the center, with a biased distribution of 43% right-leaning sources.
Hey, what?
And 5 are in the
Left to right. Dang, they're kind of balanced. I thought it would be like more like, I don't know.
center,
Right,
with a
left.
biased distribution of 43% right-leaning sources. We can then compare headlines and do a biased comparison, where we'll notice far-left media sources are claiming that Silicon Valley was woke and
Bro, but I feel like everyone knows like the news is biased. Like everybody's watching the news knowing it's biased.
aggressive, but is now wanting blood and switching up for the military. And we can then see how the far right is claiming that this is actually just big tech only further involving itself with the military to control America. You can even click each original source directly and compare these headlines for yourself, instead of just an algorithm telling you what to think. Ground News also has a blind spot feed to highlight which important stories are being ignored by the media on the left and right, gathering
I gotta blow my nose.
20 of these stories a day, meaning you'll always be informed. There's also the My News Bias dashboard to see where your reading habits lean towards so that you can make better informed decisions by understanding your own
Bro,
bias.
I feel like if you read the news, you're low-key doing too much. Like, you're doing way too much. Like, it's low-key like try hard, no? Because why are you reading the news? Why are you reading the news? Like, it's not really like that important, you know? Like, just scroll Twitter or scroll TikTok. Like, it's not really that important.
So make sure to check them out today at ground.news.
Wait, that was an ad?
Intelligence
Oh,
taking over
I
human
thought I
roles,
skipped
both
it.
physically and cognitively, and he warned that humans would be increasingly controlled by systems they no longer understand. And some companies like Google are now raising alarms that their algorithms are too complicated for any one person to understand, in a large problem called the black box problem, where their systems have solved problems or discovered the patterns that were not explicitly programmed or asked for, and produced results where even the creators couldn't fully explain how or why the AI arrived at its solution. For example, in 2022, Meta's Cicero AI system was set to play the strategy game Diplomacy. This is a famous board game that recreates the tense standoff between the great powers just before World War I. The game includes long periods for free negotiation before each
Yo, what is this dude talking about?
move. Players form alliances, plan joint attacks, offer support, and often lie. And the most successful players are the persuasive and deceptive ones. But the AI wasn't explicitly programmed to deceive, it just learned to do it through self-play and language training. Eventually it could lie, manipulate, and form alliances without being programmed to do so, as it negotiated with human players in natural English via in-game chat, where it could persuade, bluff, reassure, and ask for help just like a real person, without anyone
Players don't know us is AI.
realizing they were talking to an AI bot. OpenAI researchers
How would they not know? Are they like what?
also noticed this with ChatGPT, where ChatGPT could pass capture tests by
Bro, ChatGPT has given it's like been like giving me an attitude lately. Like it's been being rude. Like has anyone noticed it? It's been like being sassy.
Perceiving real humans and asking them to solve the problem for it, something that it was never programmed to do. Now, a lot of the time AI can be really useful and it's a great tool for many people, but if it's too powerful and run with the wrong
Bro, the world is gonna be too reliant on AI eventually.
interest,
Like even like teachers.
it may not be
Bro, it's like too big of a shortcut, right? And like humans love taking shortcuts and they're gonna keep taking them.
aligned with human values, which is where the major issues come in. We see this with one of the pioneers of AI, Geoffrey Hinton, who is now going around warning
Ew, he looks ugly.
everyone about the
Ew! Yo, he actually looks evil.
dangers posed to humanity by artificial intelligence. Having designed and built AI systems for 50 years and creating the blueprint for ChatGPT, he knows the industry like the back of his hand.
He looks like a
And
good
he-
person in this
He is now warning today that AI could become super smart and AGI might decide that it just doesn't need humans anymore. This is something
Nah, he has to be trolling, no? Is he trolling?
Ted explicitly warned about that machines and technology would eventually dominate humanity. In his manifesto he wrote, quote, "As society and the problems they face have become more and more complex, and as machines become more and more intelligent, people will let machines make more and more of their decisions for them, simply because machine-made decisions will bring better results than man-made ones. Eventually a stage may be reached at which the decisions necessary to keep the system running will be so complex that human beings will be incapable of making them intelligently. At that stage, the machines will be in effective control. People won't be able to just turn the machines off because they will be so dependent on them that turning them off
Oh no, it's actually over for us, bro. Unless he was trolling.
would just amount to the end." Coming from him in the 90s sounds like the ravings of a madman, but this same warning is now coming from the godfather of
Bro,
AI.
how did he
and
know
he-
AI was gonna exist? Like, bro, 5 years ago, before AI, I never thought something like that would exist.
People are listening because it's coming true. But Ted Kaczynski wasn't just warning about the technological revolution and the disasters this may have. He also warned of wider societal trends. He said, quote, "In the modern industrial society, only minimal effort is necessary to satisfy one's physical needs." Basically predicting that our goals would have nothing to do with actual survival or morality or a wider spiritual pursuit. Instead, they'd just be simulated goals with no bigger purpose, which is something we see more and
It
more
was like a simulated goal.
days. People increasingly lack purpose in life, turning to things like Instagram, gym apps with calorie loss goals, step counts, video games with achievements requiring hundreds of hours of play. Oftentimes, these decisions we make every day, these routines we have, aren't actually our own, and ultimately their efforts make no real difference to survival or the
Bro, low key, like people don't really like have goals anymore, bro. Like they actually just live life on autopilot.
wider meaning in life. Instead, it seems that we might be mindlessly chasing fake victories to cope with purposelessness, and Ted Kaczynski called this decades ago. He said that when people were denied meaningful challenges like providing food, building shelter, and surviving in nature, they redirect their energy into arbitrary or symbolic pursuits, career achievements, academic research, sports, politics, or hobbies. These pursuits aren't connected to survival or freedom, but just to ego, status, identity, and distraction. And now these artificial goals are clearly more important than real ones for almost every single person alive in the West.
Bro, those goals low key don't even benefit us, but they just benefit like America. Like wanting to do better in school, wanting to do better in your job.
The real purpose of humans was central to Ted's thinking. He coined the term the power process to
I guess if you do better in those, you're gonna make more money, so it benefits you at the end of the day.
describe the human need to set meaningful goals, put in effort to achieve them, and feel satisfaction when they'd been achieved. He said that in an industrial society this process is blocked out. As technology carries out tasks for us, government systems and bureaucracy prevent individuals making decisions, and most people don't work to survive, and don't really have any real autonomy of their mind or actions. Which is why he predicted that industrialized society would cause mass mental illness, alienation, and depression. So is it a surprise that today we see record high rates of depression and anxiety, especially amongst young people, where mental health has turned into a billion-dollar industry and yet everyone just feels worse? People are sicker, fatter, and stupider than ever before, and not in poorer countries where life is actually tough, but in wealthy, tech-saturated countries.
Bro, it's the phone.
People are just medicated and never really fulfilled, numbing the symptoms and never the cause. Largely because
Bro, you know what it is? I think it's because like social media always shows the good in people's life, and like subconsciously we're always comparing ourselves to other people, and on top of that, a lot of us are like low-key addicted to our phones and like just the internet in general without even knowing it.
as Ted predicted in his manifesto, traditional social structures would dissolve under industrial
Like, bro, I don't know why, bro. Every time I see someone doing better than me in life, I get mad. Like even like if they're the same age as me.
Pressures, as he said that in traditional structures like families, small communities and tribes offer direct, meaningful relationships. Industrial
Like,
society,
I don't even get mad, I just get like jealous, which isn't good.
on the other hand, disrupts these relationships and replaces them with bureaucratic institutions, mass culture, and impersonal rules. He said that, quote, the system has to force people to behave in ways that are increasingly remote from the natural patterns of human behavior. Divorce rates are sky high, there's no real feeling of community. The sanctity of things like sex is completely disregarded, and even friendships are under threat from parasocial relationships.
Bro, that's the thing, bro. Like, the goal is to try to make life better for the younger generations. But bro, if life is too good, bro, we're gonna be too satisfied, and we're not. We're like, you're supposed to be bored sometimes, bro. But if you're never bored, then your life's just gonna be like you're not gonna feel anything. You're gonna get sad.
With influencers and random streamers, instead of proper community where you
Wait, me?
parasocial relationships with influencers and random streamers. Instead
Yo,
of proper
he's talking about
community
me. Parasocial relationships with other streamers. I think I've experienced that.
where you know and speak to your neighbors, you have Discord servers with no human contact.
Dang, bro, dude, I literally joined a Discord server and I saw people sleeping on it. Let me show you. Y'all, like, you can't make this up. Look, like, they're literally sleeping on the server. Bro, are we serious? You said you wait for me. You went to bed without me? Don't DM me ever again. You're getting blocked. I don't care. I'm joining a different VC. Y'all mind if I sleep here?
Yeah, sure. Go to sleep.
Alright, bet. And I did sleep in the VC, but like, you know, I just wanted to try it out, you know.
You have endless reels of girls in leggings, but no actual sense of love in your own life. Kaczynski wrote that as we lost the tribe, we would lose meaning in life, as he feared that an industrialized society would regulate human behavior so thoroughly that it suppresses individual will. He saw things like mass political correctness, public health rules,
Bro, you know what I realized? People are getting like further away from religion. Like, people are like normalizing, like sinning, doing haram stuff. Like, it's just becoming the norm now. And when you're actually like following the religion like you're supposed to, like, you're looked at as like a saint, like you're like the best like Christian or the best Muslim in the world. But it's just the norm. Like, it's the. Bro, who's that son?
curricula as examples of increasing psychological and behavioral control, believing that people are technically allowed to say what they like, but in reality they have to conform to the current agenda and culture, or else they are just going to be marginalized, which socially is as bad as death anyway. In reality, our behavior is highly regulated, and for the most part, speech
Bro,
is
you know,
not-
dude, another thing I realized, if someone is doing like really good in their life, like, for example, they said like, oh, I've never like masturbated before, they put it on social media, people in the comments just don't believe it, because they're doing like so well that they can't just like fathom, like, they can't believe it at all. Like, I saw Ashton Hall said he never had sex, and people in the comments was like, yeah, he's lying. Like, what? Like, how is that like difficult to believe?
Socially and algorithmically. People have to censor themselves to survive in the workplace, or even just to have any thought online. In the UK now, people are literally getting arrested for tweets and Facebook posts.
What?
Like in 2024, when the 41-year-old mother of three, Lucy Connolly, was jailed for 31 months for tweeting her angry opinions on a triple homicide.
Bro, remind me to never go to the UK.
18-year-old boy, born to immigrant parents, murdered 3 girls. The UK was shocked by this atrocity and wondered why this person was living in the UK if he hated British people so much as to launch an unprovoked attack on 3 defenseless girls. Connolly was particularly upset by this, being a childminder, and also having lost her own son 14 years previously. Despite this, the UK authorities actually put her in jail for her tweets about the situation. And there's literally been hundreds, if not thousands, of these cases as of recently.
What? Thousands? People in the UK get jailed for tweeting?
And it's not just in the UK, it's everywhere. A key part of Kaczynski's
Everywhere, like in America?
was that freedom wouldn't be taken violently. It would slowly and gradually be traded away for comfort and convenience in a way that wouldn't spark resistance. He said, quote, that the human race might easily permit itself to drift into a position of such dependence on the machines that it would have no practical choice between...
I'm already like starting to experience that a little bit, like, bro, oh no, like, bro, I asked ChatGPT everything, like, I talk to it a lot, and I really shouldn't be doing that, but it's so easy to.
Accept all of the machines as decisions. Now we just passively accept tracking, surveillance, eating chemicals and food that just makes us completely dependent on it, where all our senses are manipulated every single day, where we waste hours and hours a day doing nothing but looking at random pixels on a screen. Often those who warn against this are marginalized, or people are just too distracted to even care about it, as this lifestyle numbs our ability to escape it. And yet it controls what we eat, who we date, what we think.
Bro, once I have kids, bro, they're gonna be so locked in on life. Like, I'm not gonna let them use the phone for more than 2 hours a day. Like, they're gonna be like superstars. I'm telling you, my kids will be superstars, and so will I.
And any dissent in the system is silenced not with violence, but with demonetization and deplatforming. Kaczynski believed true freedom was incompatible with modern society. You either conform to the herd or get punished by having all of your fundamental needs of community, relationships, and connections severed. Where companies today are rewarded with trillions to hijack human psychology the best. He said, quote, "Thus the over-socialized person is kept on a psychological leash and spends his life running on the rails that society has laid down for him. The system will have to use any means that it can, whether psychological or biological, to engineer people to be docile, to have the abilities that the system requires, and to sublimate their drive for power into some specialized task." And to me, one of the most eerie warnings by Kaczynski was that of genetic engineering. And you only have to look at CRISPR to see what he's talking about. Now,
Bro, you know you can clone animals? I didn't even know that. You can completely clone an animal. But I guess it doesn't like clone the personality.
CRISPR is a powerful new genetic engineering tool that works like molecular scissors to alter DNA. We even have designer embryos created in China at this point, where we are starting to see the manipulation of the human race to get better fit in modern society. This new technology aims to edit human nature for improvement.
Bro, what as humans, what can we even do? Like, bro, like big businesses and corporations, like they already have full control over the world. Like, even if there's like a trillionaire out there who's like, nah, I'm gonna stop this. Like, what can he even do? Like, is he gonna buy out the AI companies? Like, what is he gonna do? What are any of us gonna do?
Exactly.
Bro, one thing I did see, TikTok does do like, what's it called, like sleep hours, which is really nice. Like during like after like 10 p.m. it'll pop up and it's like, oh, it's time to go to bed. At least for me though.
What he feared. We see things like Neuralink, where AI chips will be implanted inside of our skull to make us better compatible with a digital world. He predicted that society would start curing illnesses with genetic tools, getting support and funding by helping humanity, and then subtly moving on to engineering docility, passivity, and most importantly, conformity. Quote, "In the future, social systems won't be adjusted to suit the needs of human beings. Instead, human beings will be adjusted to suit the needs of the system." There's so many companies like Neuralink, Ginkgo Bioworks. All of these companies are paving a way to a post-human future, something that all the tech oligarchs talk about regularly, about living in a transhumanist utopia. It's why yesterday's science fiction is today's fact. As technology is increasingly applied to the human body and mind, man himself will be altered as radically as his environment and way of life have been. In modern industrial society, human beings are not ends in themselves, but tools just to serve the system. And the system survives by making people so dependent on it they cannot imagine living differently. Where we need chemical and genetic stimulation because of our degrading attention span, superficiality, and pacified nature. We seem to be going into a world straight out of WALL-E. We even did a whole video on this a couple years ago, as we are witnessing all of these giant societal processes taking us away from the natural essence of being a human and depressing our ability to live naturally and meaningfully. So of course, our mental health is naturally...
Bro, what can I even do to live more meaningfully? Like, do I go on walks? Like, what can I do?
Depressed too. And yet we treat the symptoms of modern despair with pills, therapy, and just quick fixes, while actually ignoring the structural trauma of industrial society itself. Big Pharma has a huge interest in pushing SSRIs on anyone who'll take them. They've
What's the
corrupted
SSRI?
America to be able to sell this in adverts, putting untold amounts of resources to put pressure on doctors to prescribe their products and convince people this is totally normal. Quote, "Imagine a society that makes people miserable, then drugs them to forget it." And it's
What's SSRI? Class of antidepressant. Oh, antidepressant. Bro, I feel like everybody has a problem now. Like, if you don't have like any like mental problems, anything at all, like you're unique. Like, how is that even possible?
It's literally getting so bad today that assisted taking your life in Canada is now even
Bro, eventually
legal.
it's gonna get to a point where everybody's gonna be taking like 5 pills a day. They got like ADHD, depression, anxiety, all these things.
Depress people. In March 2027, assisted voluntary ending of life will be available to those whose only condition is mental illness. May targets vulnerable people lacking social support.
What? That's crazy. What? But you guys can't even see it. Look, that's crazy.
Is mental illness.
Wait, what? That's real? March. Yo, that's actually
May
insane.
targets vulnerable people lacking social support. Healthcare workers are documented as suggesting made to those whose only problem is economic hardship, or simply those who just don't fit into the system well enough, literally taking away the life of those who are deemed undesirable.
Bro, I'm telling you, what we need is to be like, bro, to have a kid, you gotta, it should be required to take like parenting classes. Because the issue is, bro, a lot of these parents is like, they just give their kids phones, technology. So they don't have to like teach them anything. Like they just give them that, and it's bad for them.
And if you look around you in 2025, no matter where you are, you're probably seeing all of these processes taking place subtly around you, and yet there's zero protest about it. But he did miss something in his manifesto. You see, eventually he was captured by the FBI in 1993, just when the internet was rising exponentially. At the time,
wait, that was 1993. You predicted all that?
The world was at peak centralization, where big corporations and top-down systems ruled everything. But the internet seemed to have flipped that calculus. Suddenly anyone can now learn outside the university and sell products of their own outside of corporations' control. We are more able to build community outside institutions and find like-minded people through the said algorithms. The internet has given us a new frontier of decentralization, creativity, even rebellion. It's allowed anyone around the world to finally have freedom to read whatever they want to read, to consume what they want to consume, and create what they truly feel passionate about, without having to worry about some big company
Dude, I wonder where like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, like where will they be in like 10 years? Because YouTube it's existed for like 20 years now. Like I don't think YouTube's ever gonna go down because it's owned by Google. Instagram and TikTok, yeah, they're probably gonna go down. They're trying to ban TikTok again, so.
In a strange twist, the same technology that Kaczynski wanted to destroy has led us here right now where you're watching this video about his manifesto, something that would have been buried years ago without the internet. But of course, it could also go the other way too, as we've seen governments now using the internet to surveil their populations from birth. And unless we actively protect our privacy and decentralization, the internet might just be another instrument of control like he predicted.
I hate this world and this life I always have. I hate this world, I hate this life. It would be nice not to feel this way. What makes this worse is you can't talk to a therapist about this without calling the cops on you. Wait, therapists can call cops on you? Wait, bro. Okay, what if you actually got like a real problem like with like pedophilia, like you like kids, and then you tell a therapist, are they gonna call the cops on you? Or we'll call the cops, which makes things worse. I never get a minute away from extreme anxiety because of this. Everyone around me lies and likes to talk about this indirectly, and I hate it. If you're reading this, I probably hate you, but I'll try not to. Since right now, I just don't. I've hated it now.
Sure, the internet has had disastrous consequences, which leaves
Bro, you know what I actually noticed, bro? There's a lot of evil people in the world. Like, people don't have problems with, like, scamming. Like, bro, my cousin yesterday, he texted me, he was like, oh, I'm gonna start buying fake loans and selling them on eBay and act like it's real. He was like, should I do this? I was like, I mean, do what you want, bro. Bro, like, people don't have, and then he said, oh yeah, these two other people, like, they're like family friends of ours. They're like, oh, they're doing it too. And he was like putting laughing emojis. Like, people don't have problems with scamming. Like, people have no morals. Like they don't know their actions have consequences, bro. Like, they just be doing like stuff, bro. Like, it's messed up.
With this weird paradox, as Kaczynski was right about many of these problems, and we can accurately see this today.
Like, bro, you know, I think what it is people, like, they trick their minds into thinking the bad stuff they're doing is okay. They're like, oh well, I'm just teaching them a lesson or something like that.
Ever, but he was clearly wrong.
Like, bro, okay, I admit I used to be a Minecraft creeper for like a little while, and in my head I was like, it was me and my friend, and in our heads we were like, oh, we're just teaching kids, we're teaching them lessons. Like, no, we weren't.
About the solution. Obviously, blowing people up doesn't awaken the world, it alienates it, and it's a terrible, unethical thing to do, as it makes this message way harder to digest. But it's clear as his warnings become truer and truer by the minute that it's going to inspire more people like Luigi Mangione to try and act out his message, which could just lead to more repression and disastrous consequences.
Who is Luigi Mangione? Is he going to tell us about that? Why is he leaving us on the door? Oh, he already popped up. Dang, he must be famous. Oh! Wait, I heard about this. Is an American man accused of fatally shooting United States healthcare. He was arrested 5 days later. Yo, he kind of looked good. Like, he looks mad handsome. Wait, why did he shoot? Why did he shoot him? What did the CEO of healthcare do? Did he do anything bad? I mean, probably. Luigi Manifesto reveals his hatred of his insurance companies. Bro, I saw this one. What's called Ben Alfred. Like his insurance company denied his healthcare. Like it's literally healthcare. How could they even do that?
Whole, as that's definitely not the solution. But the message from the Unabomber is clear. There are some very grave dangers coming from technology right now as we speak, that's affecting every single one of us subconsciously and consciously. And the more numb and comfortable we become in this system, the harder it is to change our own individual lives and escape it. If it weren't for the violence and madness, his manifesto would probably be taken a lot more seriously today. But only time will tell how long we have left to read his final words.
Damn, that was a good video. Oh my goodness. That was a fire video.